And I've seen people, oh, I'm going to leave my 9 to 5 and I'm going to start my own thing. And they end up creating another headache. They create a whole nother world of chaos because you got to have a plan, right? So if this is already resonating with you, I want you to know you don't have to figure it out alone. You don't have to burn out to earn your breakthrough, but you do have to take a pause long enough to tell yourself the truth. I'll stick around because I'm going to share some details about visibility in this market. And this is something I reserve only for the people that spent time with me. And you'll learn that positioning is the new clarity. Positioning is the new clarity. That's what actually converts in this market. In my scenario, from a 6-figure role, you got to be locked in on what matters to you. Locked in. Because to build that back up, if for those of you that are looking to be in entrepreneurship, you got to be locked in with what matters to you, because you all know there's going to be peaks and valleys. That's just risks are going to come with it. And absolutely the opportunities are there, but it's the expectation. So the peace of mind isn't passive. You got to work for that. It's not soft. It's not weak. It's not something you wait for. It's something you have to design. And it starts by being aware. I don't know if you all can relate, but so many of us, so many of my colleagues, so many of those I work with have learned to function through dysfunction. The burnout becomes normal. I thought I was on a high horse when I got my company phone, my company Amex, my company laptop. I thought I had made it until I realized it was golden cage. When your phone rings at 6 in the morning and it rings at midnight and it's a client, something, can you all relate? Something is like not matching up to the dream that I thought I was walking into. Most of us have learned to function through the dysfunction and the uncertainty about what's next. We just bury it and keep showing up. We hold it together, pour into everyone else, keep producing, and inside we're unraveling. There was a season I was doing everything right. I was leading teams. I was the top 1% at a Fortune 50 company here in the United States. I was doing it. I was tired in a way a vacation couldn't even fix. I was waking up earlier just to sit in silence before the day started. And I had convinced myself that feeling was just part of the job. I was an account executive. I was in sales. But it wasn't the job. We got to name it. It was off. My title no longer matched the woman I was becoming. And when my second layoff happened, my second and final layoff in 2021, it was right at the peak of my career, my highest performing career. I was negotiating multi-million dollar logistics contracts during COVID. Yet I still got laid off. But you know what? I think you all heard me. That was my second layoff. Everything my first layoff taught me in 2016 prepared me for that very moment. And that's why I could breathe and not panic. Y'all with me? I could breathe and not panic. So I'm asking you all, what's something in your current role that you know you've outgrown, but you keep putting up with? You can answer, you can throw it in the chat, you can think about it. The question is, what is something you've outgrown, but you keep tolerating? Here's what I want you to understand, and sharing that with you all is peace is a boundary, and it is a bold move. And you're deciding that your well-being is non-negotiable. Staying in misalignment is more exhausting than change. I'm letting you know right now. People fear change more than the bright side of opportunity. So we got to flip that script. So I'll add this: peace of mind is the proof of your purpose. If you're mentally battling, combating, you're not in purpose. When you have a peace of mind, that is your proof that you're walking in purpose. The question isn't about quitting a job right now. It's about the check-in. It's because your next move, it doesn't honor your peace. It's just another version of burnout. I've seen people, oh, I'm gonna leave my 9 to 5 and I'm gonna start my own thing. And they end up creating another headache. They create a whole nother world of chaos because you got to have a plan, right? So if this is already resonating with you, I want you to know you don't have to figure it out alone. You've done the hard part because you survived or are surviving in a misaligned role. It's about designing it with strategy. I'm harping on boundaries right now because it's right now it's very noisy. I want to talk about what peace can look like in your career. This is the reason why in my coaching, in my capacity, I do one-on-ones. Right now, I don't do group coaching. The reason I don't is because everybody's journey is different. Now, yes, there's some framework and there's foundational things that works and can be a blanket for all. But when you're talking about work life by design, it's a very personal thing. So I want you to think about what if your next move didn't drain you, but it actually gave you energy? So here's a tip for here. If you're not sure where your piece is leaking at, look at your calendar. Look how you spend your time and ask yourself, what's costing me more than it's paying me? And that could be emotionally, mentally, or physically. Because we're going to talk about what it means to not just pause, but to pivot. I want to shift our focus a little bit to something that often gets, excuse me, lost when we're caught in our hustle, purpose. Because here's the truth, before you make your next move, you have to get crystal clear on your why. Crystal clear on why. And I'm not talking about the polished, put it on LinkedIn version. I'm not talking about the company mission statement. I mean your genuine internal compass. Because when I work with brilliant, high achieving men and women, they all have receipts. I don't work with scrubs. What does that mean? I work with people that have done it. They have hit their milestones. They have killed it in the game. They put in the hours, led difficult meetings. They were the go to in the company, department, industry, whatever. Consistently delivered results. But somewhere along that journey, they lost the direction. So what's the next choice going to be? Is it going to be another safe role that looks impressive on paper? Or is it something that actually reconnects you with your purpose? A next best move, the namesake of this workshop, is one that's designed around your vision. Not just your visibility, but your vision. Here's what I know for sure. When you're clear, that converts into confidence, and confidence converts into cash. You're unsure where to start with who you are becoming. Most of you know I'm the author of Choice Destinations, and I have a whole coming section. These are three that I pulled out. Be a student, stay curious. For example, study your life patterns. Some people are cool with working on the weekends. They love to commute. They enjoy a train ride. Some people, home is where they desire to work. Some people are hybrid people. Study your patterns. Also, be willing to unlearn. What does that mean? I used to subscribe to hustle hard, work hard, hustle hard, because that's all I saw growing up. Then I started getting in the rooms with people that were working literally 4 to 6 hours a week and were seven-figure earners. Something, be willing to unlearn what you thought you knew. Another piece in becoming is become a forecaster. Now, in this market, this is super important. You have to look ahead. In the industry you're in, it may shift, but your value doesn't. You just have to know how to articulate it. And the final point here is become and be an outlier. Don't just fit in. Position yourself where your voice actually matters. The last part, I'm all about purpose, peace. We have to go to where the money resides. When I talk about career sweet spot, You have your skill, your experience, your background. Then you have things that you like to do, but you got to do the research and make sure you're going to get paid for it. If you position yourself right and are visible enough, you can lean into a multi six-figure year-over-year career. There's opportunity to do that in an entrepreneurial consulting capacity. You gotta do the homework. So uncapping your paper, the income, the impact, the ability to build a life that doesn't just pay the bills, because there's a lot of miserable millionaires, but fund your vision. So I want to ask you something. What are you doing right now that is going to launch your next? Because if your now is draining you, delaying you, or barely sustaining you, that next move can't be a title change. It has to be a transformation. Profitability is not a result of more hustle. It's a result of a strategic, clear plan. Wealth, real wealth, is when your purpose and your positioning are finally working together. I think I've drove that point home pretty good. So if it costs your energy, if it costs your time, and if it costs you missed income while you're trying to force fit something that doesn't serve you anymore, and you delay the pivot, that cost is higher. There's a lot of people that will walk over a dollar to get to a dime because they can't see far enough. What is your now doing that is supporting your next? That is connecting the dots. The good thing about what I do is it's not rocket science. It's not. It's all activation. But you know, a lot of people that need help with that. We turn the daydream into a decision. You deserve to be paid. This is the truth, for the value you're stepping into, not just what you had to survive to get here. That is the unlearning. Your past proves you're resilient, but your future, that's about reclaiming your worth with intention. That doesn't happen by accident. We talked about what it means to protect your peace of mind, which is to stop normalizing burnout and start designing boundaries that honor your well being. Then we moved into honor your purpose and how alignment isn't about a title. So you have to choose your truth and your positioning. I want you to list your top 3 recent wins or proud moments. Then you need to ask yourself, what part of this do I want to do more of and be paid more for? That's the beginning of repositioning your value with purpose, not pressure. That's what we do inside the CAPE experience. This is why I created a space, because this kind of decision making doesn't come from a job board, doesn't come from a podcast. It comes from alignment, clarity, courage to choose yourself and what actually fits your life, not just your resume. CAPE stands for Career Advancement Positioning. It's a 6-week guided journey. It's built for high performing professionals that are looking to redefine a new success. And that's tough sometimes because it comes with a lot of unlearning. You clarify your unique value, reposition yourself with purpose so peace and profit can actually live together, and you build the confidence to pivot without burning bridges or your brand. This is where the moves become meaningful and moves start making money. But like I said earlier, you got to get clear first. You know, if you want different, you got to do different. You all showed up for yourself. I'm Drea. Thank you all for tapping in. Have a good one.